Germany is facing a worrying trend. Far-right sentiment is on the rise. This has sparked concern and protests across the nation. People are worried. They see history repeating itself. The Alternative for Germany, or AfD, party is at the heart of this anxiety. The AfD promotes far-right ideology. It has gained significant support. This has raised alarms about the future of German democracy.
Germany has been down this road before. The echoes of history are loud and clear. The Weimar Republic, established in 1919, offers a stark warning. It was born out of the ashes of World War I, a beacon of hope for a war-torn nation. It was a time of great hope. People believed in a brighter future, one where democracy and freedom would prevail. Germany had a new constitution. This document was meant to safeguard the rights of its citizens and ensure a fair and just society. It promised democracy and freedom. Citizens were given the right to vote, and there was a sense of newfound empowerment among the people. But the Weimar Republic was fragile. Beneath the surface, there were deep-seated issues that threatened its stability. It faced economic hardship and political instability. The Great Depression hit Germany hard, leading to widespread unemployment and poverty. Extremist groups like the Nazis exploited this chaos. They used propaganda to spread their message and gain support. They preyed on people's fears and anxieties. The promise of a strong leader who could restore order was appealing to many.
The Nazis slowly gained power. They infiltrated every aspect of society, from politics to the media. They promised order and strength. Their rallies were grand spectacles designed to showcase their power and unity. Their message resonated with a disillusioned public. People were desperate for change and willing to believe in the promises of the Nazis. In 1933, the Nazi Party seized control. Democracy was destroyed. Germany descended into tyranny. The fragile democracy of the Weimar Republic was no more, replaced by a brutal dictatorship that would lead the world into another devastating war.
Thuringia, a region in Germany, played a chilling role in the Nazi rise to power. It became a testing ground for their hateful ideology. Wilhelm Frick, a Nazi official, became a minister in Thuringia's government. He used his position to advance the Nazi agenda. Frick purged opponents from positions of power. He injected Nazi propaganda into schools.
Thuringia became a model for Nazi control. It demonstrated how quickly hate could infect a society. The Nazis replicated these tactics across Germany. Their grip on power tightened.
Economic hardship breeds desperation. When people struggle to meet their basic needs, they become increasingly anxious and fearful about their future. This anxiety can lead to a sense of hopelessness and a search for any solution that promises relief. Desperate people are vulnerable to extreme solutions. In times of crisis, they may turn to radical ideologies or leaders who offer simple answers to complex problems. This vulnerability can be exploited by those seeking power. This was the case in Germany after World War I. The Treaty of Versailles had left the country in ruins, both economically and socially. The war had devastated the infrastructure, and the reparations demanded by the Allies placed an unbearable burden on the already struggling nation. The country faced crushing economic conditions. Hyperinflation crippled the economy. Unemployment soared. The value of the German mark plummeted, and people needed wheelbarrows full of money just to buy basic necessities like bread. People lost their savings and their livelihoods. The middle class, which had been the backbone of German society, was particularly hard hit. Their life savings evaporated overnight, leading to widespread despair and anger.
The Nazis exploited this despair. They used propaganda to spread their message, promising a return to greatness and stability. They portrayed themselves as the only ones capable of restoring order and prosperity to a broken nation. They blamed Jews and other minorities for the economic woes. By creating a common enemy, they united people under a banner of hate and fear. This scapegoating diverted attention from the real causes of the economic crisis. This hateful rhetoric resonated with some Germans. In their desperation, they were willing to believe that their suffering was caused by these minority groups. The Nazis' promises of a better future seemed like a beacon of hope in a dark time. They saw the Nazis as a solution to their problems. The party's promises of jobs, stability, and national pride appealed to those who felt abandoned by the current government and economic system. The Nazis promised to restore order and prosperity. They claimed they could rebuild the economy, create jobs, and bring Germany back to its former glory. These promises were enticing to a population in despair. They offered a scapegoat for people suffering. By blaming Jews and other minorities, they provided a simple explanation for complex problems, making it easier for people to direct their anger and frustration. This dangerous combination propelled them to power. The Nazis' ability to exploit economic despair, use propaganda effectively, and offer seemingly simple solutions to complex issues allowed them to gain the support they needed to take control of Germany. Section 5. Echoes of the Past. The AfD's rise. Today, Germany faces new challenges. Economic anxieties persist. The influx of refugees and migrants has fueled social tensions.
The AfD has capitalized on these anxieties. They employ rhetoric reminiscent of the Nazi era. They scapegoat immigrants and minorities. They stoke fear and division. This has resonated with some segments of the population.
The AfD has gained representation in local and national parliaments. Their growing influence is deeply concerning. Section 6. Remembering the Victims, a warning from history. The horrors of the Nazi regime must never be forgotten. The Holocaust stands as a stark reminder of unchecked hate's consequences.
Millions were murdered. Their only crime was their religion, ethnicity, or beliefs. Germany has a responsibility to remember these atrocities. It must learn from its past. Ignoring history risks repeating its darkest chapters.
Section 7. The AfD's rhetoric, dog whistles, and denial. The AfD often denies any connection to Nazi ideology. However, their rhetoric tells a different story.
They use coded language and dog whistles. These tactics appeal to prejudices without explicitly endorsing hate. They downplay the significance of the Holocaust. They glorify Germany's past. They promote a nationalist agenda. These are all hallmarks of far-right extremism.
Section 8. Normalizing hate. The insidious spread of extremism. In recent years, we have witnessed a disturbing trend. The rise of extremist ideologies is not confined to the fringes of society anymore. It has started to seep into the mainstream, affecting our daily lives in ways we might not even realize. The rise of the far right is not just about overt displays of hate. It is about the subtle, insidious ways in which these extreme views are becoming normalized. This normalization is not always obvious. It can be seen in the way certain symbols and rhetoric are increasingly accepted in public discourse. It is about the normalization of extreme views. These views, once considered fringe, are now being discussed openly in political debates and public forums. They are being worn as badges of honor by individuals in everyday settings, making them seem more acceptable. It is about the erosion of democratic norms. This normalization is insidious. It happens gradually, often without us even noticing. It starts with small changes in language and behavior, which over time erode the very foundations of our democratic society. It seeps into everyday conversations. Friends, family, and co-workers might start to echo these extreme views, often without fully understanding their implications. This casual acceptance can make these views seem less dangerous and more mainstream. It manifests in subtle ways. You might see hate symbols in public places, controversial bumper stickers on cars, or extremist pamphlets being distributed. These small signs are indicators of a larger, more dangerous trend. People become desensitized to hate speech. When hate speech becomes a regular part of our social media feeds and public debates, we start to ignore it. This desensitization makes it easier for these views to spread and take root. They accept intolerance as normal. Over time, this acceptance of intolerance creates a climate where hate crimes and discriminatory behavior are more likely to occur. People start to see these actions as just another part of life. This creates a climate of fear and intimidation. When hate becomes normalized, it creates an environment where people feel unsafe and threatened. This climate of fear can have a chilling effect on free speech and democratic participation.
It's crucial to recognize how these extreme views infiltrate our daily lives. We must be aware of the subtle ways in which hate can become normalized and take action to counteract it. We need to be vigilant and aware of the subtle ways hate can become normalized. By staying informed and speaking out against hate, we can help to prevent the spread of extremism and protect our democratic values.
Section 9. Protecting democracy, a collective responsibility. Protecting democracy requires constant vigilance. It demands active participation from all citizens. It is not enough to simply condemn extremism. People must actively oppose it. They must challenge hateful rhetoric. They must support organizations fighting for tolerance and understanding. Silence is not an option.
Each of us has a role to play in this. We need to speak out against hate, support those who are targeted, and work together to build a more inclusive society.
Section 10. The power of memory, confronting the past, safeguarding the future. Remembering the victims of Nazi Germany is not about dwelling on the past. It is about learning from it. It is about honoring their memory by fighting against intolerance. It is about ensuring that such atrocities never happen again. Germany must confront its history honestly and openly. This is essential for building a better future.
By acknowledging our history, we can understand the importance of tolerance and the dangers of hate. This understanding is vital for preventing future atrocities and for fostering a society based on respect and human dignity.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.